Hi there, fancy friends, it's Oliver and this video is about the German Turner version of club swinging in Europe, formerly brought from India and Persia by the British and French. This was not helpful, right? Do you know Indian club swinging, the fancy one with the small clubs? This is what the British have done to the club swinging they brought from India. Then there were the French, which took their knowledge from the traditional Persian club swinging. And then there were the Germans. They made it different again. Today people know, if they know, mostly the classical Indian jori style, the Persian meels and the British Indian clubs. The bonus about the British version is that there are still people doing this in Great Britain and the US, and of course you can take old books from the free online sources and use it to learn about it. As I did with the Lemaire, and English is a thankful language for the most of us. Side note, there are also traditional club swingers, swinging clubs in India and Iran. The Turner made their own stuff, and you guess it, there are not many people in Germany swinging Indian clubs. Also, have an eye on the Turner stuff. Prove me wrong and write it in the comments. I am German and I'm a club swinger, so why not open this rabbit hole and give the community some extra knowledge. So let's do some Indian clubs the Turner way. For that trip I choose Wortmann's Das Keulenschwingen in Wort und Bild. The German call it Keulenschwingen, which is literally club swinging. Wortmann's book is more or less the first German book with good structured content, and it's a lot. The book has 288 pages and around about 1000 exercises with tons of variations, but more on this later. Wortmann himself was a teacher for gymnastics, aka Turnen, in Leipzig, Germany. The book took him about 4 years of writing and practice in a time club swinging wasn't big in Germany, but has its lovers. One of them could be the famous August Ravenstein, one of the important Turner. His book, or let's say Bible, Ravenstein's Volksturnbuch, more or less gymnastic for the people, covered all kinds of Turner stuff from jumping, climbing to dumbbells and kettlebells, rings and wooden horses, but also boxing, savate, some fencing, you name it. This book has several editions and some had also a bit of club swinging. Ravenstein tried to introduce the clubs and used a method of stuff swinging and striking, and put also some exercises from a British book in. Unfortunately, I didn't find it again, so if you recognize the images from Ravenstein, tell me. But the important part was that he asks the Turner in a Turner magazine to work it out in detail. And Wortmann's publisher, Dr. Leon, gave Wortmann the impetus to do so. And as a good author, Wortmann does his research, but at the end he had not much in hands. There were Die Gymnastik by Kunze from 1847 with a few exercises, and a few French books from around the 1850s, which covers also the Persian art of club swinging. And there were Hugo Rothstein's book from 1855, but this covers a different kind of topic. The clubs are used in both hands in a more martial way for Wehrgymnastik. Meanwhile, there's also a translation of Rothstein's book from Ben Miller. So if you are interested in fighting with two-handed clubs the Turner way, have a look. The most important and complete book he found was from a German Turner from Chicago, published in German language. August Lang's Illustrierter Leitfaden für Keulenschwingen. But at this point, this book was not for sale anymore. But after all, Wortmann was so modest to call his book, which first edition came out in 1885, a full replacement. Wortmann wanted to give something new to the turner. He does not want to replace the wands and the dumbbells, which are zealously used those days. It shall be a non-necessary but pleasant and beneficial addition. After his preparation time of 4 years for the book, in which he has swung the clubs nearly daily, he has to say that this tool co-equal to the other tools used by the turner and should stand side by side with them. So, the exercises should also be different and the function should follow the form. Clubs should do what clubs could do best. I already did a detailed video to Wortmann's view on the clubs. Feel free to watch it too, but I will tell you the most necessary in short now. So, the clubs used have a bottle shape with a length of 40 to 80 centimeters, while the largest diameter is about 8 to 15 centimeters. He recommends a starter weight for adults from 1.5 to 2.5 kilogram, and the maximum weight he recommends would be around 8 kilogram for a single club. If one swings those clubs, those heavy clubs, in his home, one could be scared because of the mirrors and windows. And so Wortmann was. In the 4 years of training, but he has not included these exercises where he actually let the clubs fly around, he swears. But this will lead to intrinsic motivation to hold on, and so the training for the grip strength is very good. Obviously, club swinging is good for your arms and shoulders, and the neck and the nape are highly involved too. And all the openings and closings with continuous breathing is very beneficial for the chest. So club swinging, he said, is very good to get wide shoulders and a big chest, something not only people from today are greedy for. This is the obvious part, but club swinging is also a leg and core exercise. The swinging weight pulls you to the side, it pulls you out of balance, and even more if your feet are placed heels together. And if we add lunges and deep knee bends and so on to the club swinging exercises, the club will bring the exercise to a new level. At the end, working with swinging clubs will increase good posture. It is simply not possible to swing clubs probably with bad posture. And that's why he advises everyone who sits a lot at a desk to swing clubs at least in the evening to regain new life into the body. Is that something that sounds familiar? So let me quote: "The necessity and blessing of moving is well known, but preference for convenience and the pursuits of material enjoyment grows as a sense of caring for one's physical well-being dwindles." We are still 1885 here. Everyone has the duty to keep himself healthy. Could we please print that on a t-shirt? And another point, for some things never changed, the human being is looking for excuses because of convenience. Wortmann notes that not everyone for sure will do it, but he recommends club swinging in small doses 15 minutes after waking up, 15 minutes before lunch and 15 minutes before dinner or before going to sleep. So 45 minutes a day, something today, especially in the time of home office, could be done easily too, I think. Club swinging itself could be done as strength training, with low repetition and heavy weight, but Wortmann wanted us to do it easily. Do those exercises till heart beating turns up and heavy breathing starts. Of course, if you do the breathing exercises you should do, this will not happen too early. To be clear, we are not talking only about these small clubs, we are also talking about clubs up to 8 kg as mentioned before. Sure, there is an everyday or kinda like old man strength component in club swinging, but it's movement training uppermost and with heavy weight if you want to, but only if you can handle them. The training should be done from easy to advanced, step by step. Improvement is the way to all the beauty and skillfulness of movement. All that fits the mindset of the turner. Remember, you don't have to do just clubs. For the private people just working out in their homes, there are wands and dumbbells, even kettlebells, and a lot of calisthenics. They can create a varied training for themselves. And if you were in a turner society, in turner halls, you have plenty of other tools to work with. It was not the main goal to be the best in one thing. And don't look at other disciplines as today. The goal was to be a well-rounded, overall good and functional, healthy athlete. Wortmann did not just swing fancy patterns as you might think. The book is full of variations on different exercises, on lifting and swinging with 1 or 2 clubs and 1 club in both hands, with footwork, also easy juggling and even using the clubs as weapons and throwing objects. We have already started our journey on Wortmann's Keulenschwingen and there are already some videos online. If you are interested in Indian clubs or just find that interesting, which I think is the case if you are still watching, help us to spread the knowledge by pushing the algorithm, so don't hesitate to give a thumb up, leave a comment and subscribe. Thank you in advance and see you in the next video for more Keulenschwingen.